I am Apple. All right, with all jokes aside, guys, before you buy a Mac, hear me out. If you're thinking of switching from Windows to Mac OS and it's just buying a different computer, you're already looking at it wrong. Because the hardest part is not the hardware, it's the habits. What's good, guys? I'm Storm Allen, the CEO, the moneymaker for your daily YouTube gaming and tech. And today we're talking about what it actually feels like switching from Windows to Mac OS for the first time. And yes, I made the switch to a 13-inch MacBook Air, 8 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigs of storage. But this video is bigger than one laptop because whether you're on a MacBook, Mac Mini, or an iMac, the real adjustment is macOS. And I want to keep this simple. This is not one of those videos where somebody has used Macs for 10 years and they know all the advanced tips and tricks and forget what it's like when it's new. This is coming from me, coming from Windows, actually learning this thing, actually being confused by this thing, and actually figuring out what feels better and what feels weird. No fluff, no fanboy talk, just straight facts. Let's get on into it. The first difference I noticed, Windows feels like a toolbox and macOS feels like a studio. All right, I know, already confusing, but that's the best one word I could describe them with. Windows gives you that start bar and the feeling that everything is built around getting you to where you want to go, however you want to go. Mac OS feels more like, here's the layout, learn the system, and the system will start making sense. On Mac, the menu bar is always across the top and the docket is sitting there for your apps. And if you're looking for what it feels like the control panel, that's basically the system settings. That sounds small, but when your brain is trained one way, even a simple difference feels huge for the first few days. And then there's the shortcut problem. If you're on Windows for years, your fingers already know what they want to do. Copy, paste, new tab, close windows, search. On Windows, your hands live on the control. On Mac OS, your hands need to learn the command. That sounds basic, but when you've got years of muscle memory, it's not basic. If your fingers keep trying to drive on the wrong side of the road, then the Mac adds its own language on top of that. Spotlight opens with the command space. Screenshots live under Command, Shift, and 5. Right click can be control click or the 2-finger click on the trackpad. None of it's hard, but it's different, and it's something you're gonna make a lot of mistakes with, and it's gonna slow you down at the beginning. Now let's talk about the thing that messes with me the most, closing apps. On Windows, if you hit the X, I expect the app to go away. Simple, conversation over. On Mac, the red button closes the window, but that does not always mean that the app is fully gone. A lot of time the app is still open in the dock. That's one of the moments where I kept going on, wait, why are you still here? And that's when macOS forced me to learn the difference between closing a window and quitting an app. If you actually want to quit the app, you gotta do Command Q or right click on the app. Command Q matters. This is a very Mac thing, and if you're brand new, that's exactly the kind of thing that makes you feel lost for a minute. Next difference is the files. Windows has File Explorer, Mac has Finder. Both of them are there to help you find, open, organize, and manage files. So on paper, this sounds like the same thing, but the feeling is different. File Explorer feels very direct to me. Mac Finder feels cleaner, but more like I have to learn where Apple wanted everything to live. You're still dealing with downloads, documents, desktop, apps, folders, all of that, but the layout, the sidebar, and the ways the system thinks about files and even the visual flow feels different when you first move over. So the first week wasn't slow because of the M1 Air. I was slow because I was learning where my stuff was. Now let's get on into multitasking, because this is where I think difference really becomes obvious. Windows is just easier to understand instantly when it comes on to Windows snapping. You drag it, you snap it, you use the layout, you snap it, you hit the right shortcut, you snap it. It feels obvious, it feels fast, it feels built for people who always have 3 things open at once. And the Windows 11 pushes it even further with those snapping layouts and those task views. macOS has tools. So you got the split view, mission control, spaces, stage manager, and once you learn them, they absolutely make sense. Mac can put 2 apps side by side. Mission control can show you windows and desktops. You can build separate spaces for different kind of work. Stage Manager can keep apps front and center while the other apps stay on the side. So I'm not saying Mac can't multitask, it can. I'm saying the Mac way did not feel as natural to me as Windows on the day-to-day use. Windows felt immediately and easier. Mac felt better only after I start understanding the logic behind it. No, here's where Mac OS started fighting back hard. Phone integration. If you're already using an iPhone, things get interesting fast. You can airdrop files, you can copy something from one device and paste it on the other device once you have the universal clipboard on. You can keep working on a device with handoff. You can relay calls, text with handoff, and you can even use your iPhone as a webcam. That's what I'm doing right now on this video. It's recorded with my iPhone 17 Pro Max connected to my Mac. That part feels less like a feature list and more like the computer and the phone just understands each other. And this is what I love about the Apple's ecosystem, second to none. Now to keep this fair, Windows has an answer too. Phone Link lets you connect a phone to your Windows PC so you can handle text, resend photos, apps, calls, notifications from the computer. So this is not a case of Windows having nothing, it does. But for me, if you already live with an iPhone every day, the Mac OS side of that experience feels way more built into the whole system. Instead of feeling like an extra layer on top, it feels integrated. Another thing people don't talk about is this. Switching is not just learning features, it's unlearning reflexes. That was the real challenge for me personally. The M1 Air itself feels like it was not the problem. The laptop was fast enough, it wakes up quick, it gets out of the way. The problem was me expecting Windows behavior out of Mac OS. That's what I think a lot of people judge the Switch way too early. They use it for one day, they get annoyed and say the whole system is bad. But really what you're feeling is friction. It's not because they made a bad purchase, it's because the years of muscle memory and habits are colliding with a new system. They just say it's bad. If you're doing a full move from Windows to Apple, Apple has that migration system that pulls over things like your contacts, your calendars, your email accounts, and more from a Windows PC. So the files can still move, but the hard part is making your brain move with them. So after spending time with this, here's my honest take. Windows felt more open on getting apps, downloading stuff. Windows also feel more immediate, more familiar, especially if you care a lot about Windows management, gaming, or just doing things the way you've always done it. Mac OS feels more controlled. Don't get me wrong, control is not bad. It has more consistency, cleaner once it clicks. And if you already have different Apple products like iPhone, iPad, Apple Watch, the whole thing starts making more sense that way. It's way faster to get stuff done. So no, I'm not here to tell you that one side destroys the other. I'm here to tell you that they think differently. Windows says, here are the options. Mac OS says, here's the flow. And depending on the kind of user you are, one of these are going to feel more natural. So let me know, guys, are you a Mac fan, a Windows fan? Have you recently made the switch and feel like your grandpa or Uncle Joe? Let me know in the comment section. Subscribe, like the video. And also, if you're a Windows user right now, what's one thing that would make you make that switch to Mac OS like your boy? If you already switched, what's that thing that threw you off the most when trying Mac OS for the first time? If you want hardware side of the story after the software side, check out my video on my first time trying the M1 MacBook Air in 2026, where I break down if it's worth buying or not. See y'all guys, stay safe, God bless, peace.